What? Oh shit! Hi, I didn't hit the intro. I forgot to hit the intro. I'm very annoyed right now. So here, intro. Let's go.
Time's up. Admiral.
Here it comes.
All kids out of the pool for Adult Swim. All kids out.
Lego Lord of the Rings Balrog raised eyebrows for what some fans say is an unfortunate pose. I see it. I see it. Oh, I see it. It's taking a piss on Gandalf.
You shall not!
And he says to her, listen, you got a fine white girl ass. So I don't like the look of this D. Listen, I don't need gay or straight boner pills. My boner works just fine.
Before you go, one question.
Yes?
Where in the galaxy is Sanusi?
Show us your tits and I'll tell you.
Yeah, I want to see movies! I think I've died and gone straight to honker heaven. Boobs are amazing.
Yeah, I was a little mentally distracted as we started there as I hit the button because I'm already angry this morning. I'm angry. I didn't know I was going to be angry, but then I'm shown something by the internet that makes me angry. So I was just completely mentally thinking about words I'm going to say in the next few minutes, and I realized, oh, I robotically hit start stream, and I hit start the intro. So there we are. Welcome to the Daily Dive, the Double D's, where I am your host, Adam, the Renaissance Nerd. And today is St. Patrick's Day, and I promise you I'm not drunk. Listen, I have a green shirt on. I found a green shirt in the closet. Had one clean. I'm wearing green today, but I'm not going to be drunk. Maybe if I was drunk, I could handle this shit better. I don't know. But I'm already pissed off. I'm already pissed off, and I didn't know. I didn't know I was going to be pissed off today. I didn't know. I'm fired up now. I had a whole bunch of sleep, and once again, I said we were going to game last night, but we didn't because I needed to sleep. I conked out around 5:00 yesterday, finally, and I slept for almost 3 hours. I didn't wake up till almost 8, and I hadn't even begun to prep or make dinner. By the time I finished eating dinner, it was after 9:00. So I figured, F it, I'm not streaming. And everybody was streaming games last night. So I figured it's too crowded. I'll just harass Dermy while I was playing Pokepia, since apparently I bullied him into buying that game, even though I never gave him money. I never actually physically threatened him. I just said, you should play Pokepia. This isn't Pokepia. That's all I did. So apparently I bullied Dermy. I bullied Dermy into playing Pokepia, but it was a good time. It really, I will say this, watch Pokepia, it really is nice and chill. If you want to just relax and watch Dermy flail about, it's funny and it's amazing. And it's a good little chill game. I can see why people are enjoying it. I won't play it. The problem is also I'm watching Dermy play it and I'm thinking, do this, because I'm good at city management type of stuff or development management where you plot things out. And now that I'm understanding, build different biomes for the Pokemon, my mind is plotting out how he should be doing it, but I can't tell him how to do it because it's his game. I'm not going to tell him how to play. I'll harass him saying, put the toy next to the habitat, or I'll say, make the river and shit like that. I'll harass him doing that, but I'm not going to tell him how to craft his Pokemon Pocopia. I'm not gonna tell him how to do that. Anyway, well, according to Jeremy, I bullied him into playing Pocopia. That's his excuse for getting it. That's his excuse that I bullied him. I'll take it. I'll take it. Anyway, hope you guys doing all right. As you already have surmised, I'm angry. And if you are a veteran of this channel, if you've been here for a while, you might already know what has pissed me off this morning. You might already know, considering it just dropped a little while ago, and the glazing has begun from both, I will say it, hypocrites and stands. The same stands that love guntard shit, the same stands that love the MCU, the same stands that love the Star Wars, they're all glazing it. And you'll find out what it is in a second. So I'm going to talk about it. I am going to talk about it. But the depth to which I talk about it depends on you. Because if I am going to talk about the Dune 3 trailer, if I'm going to talk about it using the trailer, we will need $25 because Warner Brothers will likely claim my piddly ass for that. They will hit a claim and I'll have to fight it. So this stream would be demonetized. It would be ineligible. So if I am going to react to the teaser trailer, which is actually 2.5 minutes long of bullshit, I will need that $25 for a reaction because I will get claimed. I will totally get claimed because that's what Warner Brothers does. They're pissants. You looked at our trailer. We're going to claim you. You don't want me looking at your trailer because I'm going to rip it apart. I have looked at it already, so it wouldn't be a blind reaction. I've already looked at it in preparation in case we don't look at it so I can comment on it. So as I will now, in a little bit here, rant on the Dune 3 reveals today. It's going to be hot because I am pissed. I am pissed. Other than that, I guess we have the news. And anything else you guys want to deliver to me? Again, as always, you are the gatekeepers. You are the ones that keep this shit going. So your super chats, tips, and membership donations will guide the show as necessary. And everything you pay on this stream or roundtable goes towards the Baby Yoda Day of Doom torture tier, where we're adding things to it. We're already up to me carrying around the little bastard. Now I have to talk to him at $300. So if we can get to $300, I will talk to him and treat him like a human being, reassure him, act like a crazy person walking around Galaxy's Edge on May 25th, recorded for posterity. At the same time, we get to the other ones, I make crazy speeches. So there you go. All right. So let's get into it. Have a drink with the whistle because I'm going to be going off here. All right. First of all, once again, if you are all traveling to MegaCon or already in Orlando, I hope you have a safe trip and a good time. I am not there, but I hope you're all right and stay safe and make smart decisions. Make smart decisions. Don't do stupid shit and get yourself in trouble. That's always the warning. And once again, I will. Where is it? There it is. I will. You know what? I'll do that later. I'll do it because I already have something saved in my background here, so I can't reshare it. I already got something shared. Anyway. All right. How do I want to start this? All right. What I'm about to do now is express the unpopular opinion. If I was a smart man who was going to chase the algorithm and chase the positivity and go with the flow and just dive right in and embrace the hype, I would say, man, that Dune 3 trailer looked awesome. That music. Oh, man, I'm so excited. It's going to be great. I can't wait. If I was a smart man who didn't want to go against the flow, who didn't want to have integrity and an opinion, I would bullshit you to your face right now. But unfortunately, in this instance, I'm not a smart man. I am but a Dune book fan, somebody who actually enjoys the actual story of Dune. I'm going to go against the flow. I'm going to say the unpopular thing. I have watched the Dune 3 trailer, and again, I will not I will not react to it live unless motivated to, because Warner Brothers will claim me. Instead, we will use visual aids, non-audio, non-video related visual aids, which should get us through it. But if you guys want to, you know how to make it happen. But here's the thing. Let's get this out of the way. I had a lot of hope for Denis Villeneuve. I'll say his name correctly for the sake of the conversation. I had a lot of hope when Denis Villeneuve, okay, I broke the promise there, when he was going to make a Fresh Dune series. Because up until this point, and going all the way back to David Lynch and even the Sci-Fi Channel miniseries, which were the closest adaptations, the closest to best adaptations we got, there was always some flaws. Or in the case of the Sci-Fi Channel adaptations, they didn't go far enough and they pulled up short before getting into the really meta shit with everything after Children of Dune. I was hoping, okay, they're going to give it another try. Maybe we'll go all the way this time. Maybe we'll go all the way. I was wrong. Dune Parts 1 and 2, which was just one book that Denny was too much of a coward to put in one movie. He split it into two and managed to, when you split something into two, it's so that you can get everything done. And all he managed to do when he got to part 2 was ruin it. I mean, I will say this. Dune Part 1 was pretty, about 90% faithful right up until the end of it. It was on the rails. It was making the effort. And it had all the visuals. I don't like any of the cast, personally. I think everybody's a fucking miscast in that shit. Except Momoa, knowing who Duncan Idaho becomes. Momoa is the only one that was a proper cast. But then he got to Dune Part 2, and it was a complete disaster. A complete disaster, because he broke the lore. He broke it into pieces and did a dance on the shards, and everybody praised him for it. So now we've got Dune Part 3, and they're calling it Dune Part 3 because you can't possibly just call it Dune Messiah. One, because they're probably cowards to call it Dune Messiah. But two, also, we don't know what... this movie cannot possibly... This movie cannot possibly be right. Because Denis Villeneuve has butchered the narratives. All the characters are not the characters from the books, from Frank Herbert's books. The events are wrong. The relationships are wrong. Characters are missing. There is no Alia yet. Alia is supposed to be introduced in the first book. But she wasn't. She was just a voice in Jessica's head and a dream in Paul's visions. So no, what you have set the table for cannot possibly be Dune Messiah. And when you watch the teaser trailer today, which once again I will not play here because Warner Brothers will hit me, or at least I won't play it. We can bring it up in a minute if I want to. The events are wrong. They don't even really, you can't even really tell. If you're a book fan, you can sort of tell, but the events that they're going to portray are out of whack. And if the indication, if anything is an indication, if you look at these right here, these character posters that they've got up, we've got Paul. We've got Cheney. We've got Irulan covered in mud for some reason. There is Alia, which at that point is not the Alia that she's portraying. Alia in Messiah hasn't hit psychopath mode yet. She just loves her brother and will do anything her brother says. I don't know who, what's his name is playing here. Is he playing somebody from the guild? According to the trailer, he might be. I don't know. You've got terrible version of Jessica in this. Jessica, who shouldn't even be there in Messiah. Jessica has left the Bene Gesserit order. She has left her children behind and gone and fucked right off. She shouldn't even be in this movie. She has no role to play. Jessica doesn't come back as a player until Children of Dune. So Jessica shouldn't even be in this movie. You got Momoa's Duncan, Idaho Gola clone. The Golas are clones. You've got this racist piece of shit playing, Stilgar. And I'm sorry, he's a terrible actor. He can't speak English clearly, and he's a racist piece of shit. And I don't even know who the fuck this is. I don't even know who the fuck this guy is right here. No clue. No fucking clue. No clue at all. No clue at all. And then if these posters are any indication, if we're in Messiah, I mean, have been rumors that this is going to have a little bit of Children of Dune in it, which I don't see how that's possible, but leave it to Denny to fuck it in the ear some more. Why is, you can't quite see it because I can't quite, I guess I could zoom in on it a little bit. I don't know. Let me see. Wait a minute. Hang on. Hold on. Let me get the proper picture up here. I guess I could zoom in a little bit. No, wrong screen, Adam. Wrong screen. Here we go. Okay, it's not working. Never working. All right, never mind. Let me reset that back. You can't quite see it, but Paul has got scars around his eyes. Yes, Paul suffered as spoilers for Dune here. I apologize, but I'm going to get my point across. I have to spoil shit. There's a point where Paul is undercover. He's walking around Arrakeen in Dune Messiah, and he willingly walks into a trap because it's how he buys time. Because his visions, he knows what's happening. He's an imperfect Kwisatz Haderach. So his visions he's trapped in a certain loop of visions, and he's a coward because he won't take the golden path. Point is, he's got scars around his eyes because one point they drop a stone burner, which is basically a massive explosive device. And Paul looks at it and he goes blind. So, yeah, you could say the stone burner would scar around his eyes, but if they were being accurate, he'd be blind here. So this is already wrong. Cheney, why is Cheney got a scar and covered in mud and battle damage? And you see this in the trailer too. Why? In Dune Messiah, it won't work like that, True Saul, because it's being shared from X. You can't do shit on X properly. It's all fucked up that way. It won't let you open another image in X. Never works right. Anyway, per the actual story, Cheney is loyal, and by the way, none of them see any battle. They are all happily and comfortable in Arrakeen. There's nobody in war. Nobody is. The wars are over. The jihad is over at this point. But when you watch the trailer, the jihad is in full effect. No, the jihad's over. It's been 10 years since the events of the first book. And some other shit happened in between, but this is Messiah we're talking about here. So, no. Why is Irulan covered in mud? Florence, pew, pew. Why is she covered in mud? Why? What is she doing that she's covered in mud? She plays the part of the wife. She poisons Cheney so that she can't conceive because Cheney is the wife, the concubine wife, not the official wife. But see, here's the thing about Messiah. Messiah is all about politics and maneuvering. It's not about war. But you watch this trailer and you're going to think it's about war and conflict and people not getting along. So these posters are all wrong. And Alia, you don't even, for all these people who are getting into this, you don't even know who the fuck Alia is because Denis Villeneuve did not include her when he should have. She's the one that kills the Baron Harkonnen, Baron Vladimir Harkonnen. She's the one that kills him, not Paul. She's the one that does it because she's preborn. Because Jessica took the water of life while she was pregnant, which she shouldn't have, and that caused her to awaken in the womb with all the memories and abilities of a Bene Gesserit Reverend Mother. with the possibility of becoming an abomination because Alia didn't train properly. Problem is, Alia is literally, in this book, she's literally a 16-year-old girl in the body of a 20-year-old, a mid-20s-year-old who has utter loyalty to her brother. And as long as her brother is there, she's kept in check. But the problem is, once Paul is gone, Alia succumbs to the pressure as regent, while his twins, Leto and Ganima, they say they can't even get her fucking name right in the trailer. It's Ganima. Ganima. She loses her mind. But she only loses her mind in Children of Dune, not Messiah. Messiah, she's sane. And I don't know who, I forget, what's this guy's name? Sparkly Vampire? I forget his name suddenly. I don't know who the fuck he's playing, and why is there a shimmering image here? Because if he's playing somebody from the guild, is he the face dancer? Is that what this is? Is he the face dancer? I guess he's the face dancer. I guess that shows he's the face dancer. He's the face dancer. Well, great. Congratulations. He's your face dancer. As I said, Jessica shouldn't even be in this. She shouldn't even be in it. Duncan, Idaho, Jason Momoa. Duncan, Idaho plays a very large role. Yes, Duncan, Idaho lives because it's a clone, a Gola. I won't spoil too much of that, but you can. Duncan, Idaho is very important. Plays an important role from this point on in the Dune saga. Duncan, Idaho, massively important. Massively important. No, you see, here's the thing. They have it. It can't make sense, Trusol. It cannot. The way Denis Villeneuve ended the second movie, it's impossible to make sense. He left out many key events. He has Paul and Cheney at odds with each other. She is a rebellious, see you next Tuesday at the end of that movie when she should be a loyal wife. It's all a problem. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. And Stilgar, why has Stilgar got battle damage? And who the fuck is this? I don't even know who the fuck this is. So these posters alone tell you there's a problem. And you know what? I'll bring it up. I won't play it again. It would take the $25 for me to actually play it because they will. I'll bring up the trailer and we'll scroll through it. We'll scroll through it just to be sure no audio comes through. We'll just share the regular screen. I mean, you go through this thing right here, and it's got obnoxious music. People are goading the music. No, this music is obnoxious. It's obnoxious. It's obnoxious. And they try to trick you that Paul and Cheney are happy together, but that's not how he ended the movie. She fucked off. And they're talking about naming their children. And even so, this is a third act moment, if at all. This is a third act moment. Because Cheney doesn't get pregnant till the end of the book after she undergoes a spice ritual, ingesting a lot of spice to try and overcome the problems, the poisoning of Irulan. I mean, and all of this is if it happens, it's at the end of the book. It's the end of the book, towards the end of the book, and then they got all this shit about Paul, this that asking about how did my father not do this? How did my father not avoid war? And have Jessica say your father didn't start a war. And they show images of of Paul's armies, the Fremen fighting on other planets. And Paul here's the thing. Paul didn't go to war. He's the emperor. Paul did not go to war. He commanded his forces from Erekeen, the new capital of Arrakis. Paul didn't go to war. He's the emperor. So and they're lying to you because Dune Messiah has no action in it. There's no action in this. There isn't. It's a political movie. It's essentially The Godfather. Dune Messiah is essentially The Godfather. And here's the face dancer. He's going to introduce the Duncan, Idaho Gola because it's a trap to get close to Paul. Because they're trying to manipulate him, because the Bene Tilax want to get his partnership. It's all about maneuvering to get Paul's favor. It's all about, that's what it is. But the action shit doesn't happen. None of this happens. This all happens before. Jessica's not in this. She shouldn't be in this movie. People worship Paul's God, but he hasn't actually shown any of his abilities. And then there's this. Let me see if I find a good shot of it here. They show some Duncan fighting, and then they show, yes, Irulan has a role to play in the next two books, a very important role to play. But you haven't given her anything to do yet, so I don't know how they're going to handle that. But then they have this here. Let me see if I can find a good shot of it. Bald-headed Paul standing there with scar. I mean, none of this makes sense. When does this happen? What part of the story? Because this isn't a part of the story. The closest Paul gets to action is the very end. And then after spoiler, Cheney dies, he then loses all his abilities. And he wanders off in the desert to be a good Fremen and be swallowed by the desert. But comes back later as the prophet, a madman almost, a coward who couldn't follow the golden path and dumps it in the lap of his son. I mean, here, you know what they're doing? They're playing into this meme that Paul is Space Hitler. No. Paul was a coward. And I love Paul Atreides as a character. I love Paul Atreides. I think he is a great hero, but he's also a coward because he ran away from a destiny. He was too afraid to sacrifice everything. He held on to things too tightly, and he couldn't let go. So then he dumps it on his newborn children, specifically Leto II, and then he runs away. If he had stayed, he could have tempered Alia. But no, he ran away. He ran away. And he gets a second chance later. He does get a second chance. And he does the right things. He wants to do better this time. But this isn't Paul Atreides. This is not Muad'Dib. This is Timothy Chalamet with a shaved head and showing battle damage that shouldn't exist. And if this is a point in the movie, he should be blind. He should be blind. This movie is a lie. It is not Dune. And everybody under the sun is glazing it hard already. Oh, it's so exciting. Oh, Denis Villeneuve, he's what movies should be. No, and here's where I'm going to say something. It will be unpopular. And I know everything I've said is the unpopular opinion for the we deserve good shit crowd. I know it's an unpopular thing to say. Every Dune book person right now, if you see this, I know you're cheering me on because we're on the same wavelength here. But people who like these movies, people who say, oh, it's okay, I'm going to say something that is probably unpopular now, and I will take whatever lumps come with it because it has to be said. If you are on the side of the pop culture war where we are criticizing everything, where you are criticizing when Star Trek breaks lore, when Star Wars breaks lore, when Doctor Who breaks lore, when Rings of Power, Amazon Lord of the Rings breaks lore, when all these things break the lore and you're critical of it, you say they're not following it, they're not doing it right, they're doing it wrong. If you praise Denis Villeneuve's Dune, you are a hypocrite. You are a hypocrite. You can like it. There's nothing wrong with liking it. But you cannot say it does Dune justice because they do not. It is not the story of Dune. Denis Villeneuve has broken the lore repeatedly in the second part. And from the looks of it in this trailer, from the keen eye of a book reader, he has broken the lore repeatedly again. He'll put some things in there that are going to adhere. You have to, just like he did in the first two movies. But everything's going to be twisted and broken. It's not going to be right. So I challenge somebody who likes this stuff to, at the very least, watch the Sci-Fi Channel miniseries. It's not perfect, but it's really close. to a proper adaptation of the books, being Messiah and Children of Dune. It's really close. Gets a lot of things right. I challenge you to at least watch that and compare and contrast. Knowing, with the knowledge, that the miniseries get it right. Get it 85, 90% right. It's not as flashy. It's not as pretty. Does it? I think the soundtrack is awesome, but it doesn't have the Hans Zimmer stuff going on here, the weird chanting and all that crap. Doesn't have all that pretty bells and whistles, but it has what it needs. Respect for the lore. Denis Villeneuve's Dune has no respect for the lore. And if you are going to fight this fight and call out everything else that doesn't respect lore, you must call this out as well. You must. And no, David Lynch's Dune is a coked up acid trip nightmare in retrospect. Have the balls to be honest. If you can like it, but tell the truth. Denis Villeneuve doesn't get it right. Doesn't. And the fact that if you watch this trailer, it's got all these moments in it. Dune Messiah is not an action movie. Dune, the first Dune book, has a lot of action in it. But Dune Messiah is not an action movie. It's a Godfather movie, which has a Godfather ending, where essentially the Atreides family, just like the Corleone family, gets business done at the end. Very important. But that takes subtlety. Denis Villeneuve doesn't have subtlety. He's a hack. Makes movies look pretty, just like Jed always says, but he's a hack. So this will be an unpopular thing. People are not going to like what I have to say, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Dune 3, they call it Dune Part 3 because they can't call it Messiah, because it won't be Dune Messiah. It won't be. Won't be. Not in heart, not in nothing. Will they make him a hero at the end? I don't know. I can't say. I cannot say. I don't have. I mean, here's the annoying part. I'm gonna have to watch this piece of shit so that I can give an accurate breakdown of what's wrong with it. I'm gonna have to watch this garbage, and I'm gonna be me and other channels like Nerd Cookies, who is an even bigger Dune nerd than I am. I know a lot of shit. Nerd Cookies knows more. I will say that. There's always somebody who knows a little bit more than you do. And I will say, Nerd Cookies knows more about Dune than I do. She really knows the nitty gritty. I know a lot because I just read the books over and over again. But she knows even more. And she knows that this is shit. So at least I know I have knowledgeable fans, true passionate Dune fans on my side in this. And that's the thing. That's the thing. And that is what I'm saying. If people who have been fighting the fight, just like we have been fighting for all this time, if you have criticized all the shit that Disney does, that Marvel does, that Warner Brothers does, that Amazon does, that Netflix does, if you've criticized everything that has been a lore disaster, you cannot call Dune good in that aspect, because these movies are not. It's a different kind of bad. It's a different kind of bad because it's fooling people. There's going to be no fooling that Doomsday is going to be good. There'll be no fooling. But people are going to be tricked into thinking they've watched something good. Denis Villeneuve's Dune is fool's gold. It's a trick. It's an illusion. It doesn't have the depth or the soul of Frank Herbert's Dune. It doesn't. And that's the shit of it. And I've heard people, even when they're told this shit ain't right, they still go, oh, but it's so cool. It hits so hard. I challenge you to either watch the miniseries or read the books. And listen, reading the books are not easy. They're pretty thick. And I don't mean thick in terms of size. I mean dense in terms of content. Dune makes you think. Frank Herbert wrote some pretty heavy shit. I challenge you to do this. People won't take that challenge, though. They won't. They'll watch it and review it, and they'll say it's great without having actually looked at the source material. And that's, again, why I will call people hypocrites, because they'll complain about inaccurate source material, respect, and everything else, but then this, because they liked it, they'll let it go. Unpopular opinion, and I'm not going to make any friends doing this. I would likely, and here's the theory. I know I have a theory. I'm pretty much blacklisted in parts of our sphere because I don't play the game. Because I say what I think and I go against the grain. I don't just go yay when it's time to go yay. I'm pretty sure I'm blacklisted because I don't get invites to anywhere. No, but nobody taps me on the shoulder. Nobody says anything nice to promote me outside of my friends. Nobody does. I don't get the push. All these years, I'm ignored. It's fine. It's fine. That means whatever I earned myself, and from you good people in the chat who show up all the time. Hit the like button, talk to me, leave comments, enjoy the videos. It means I've earned your subscription. I've earned you saying, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. I've earned it, every inch of it. I didn't get a push, and I'll accept that. You know what? I'll be proud of it every time. When I saw the first trailer of Dune Part 1, I knew we were in trouble. I knew there was going to be trouble. And this was year one of the channel. This is year one of my channel. When I reacted negatively to the first Dune trailer, oh boy, did I get pushback. I got annihilated by everybody ready to glaze it. So badly that at that point, I privated and then deleted that reaction. Because at that point, new channel, I couldn't handle it. Channel was too small. Channel was too young. I didn't have at least the footing I have now where I don't give a fuck. So yeah, I've always gotten hate when I'm critical of Denis Villeneuve's Dune. Why can't you just enjoy it? Because I like Dune. And if you weren't a hypocrite, you'd say the same thing when you didn't enjoy Amazon butchering Lord of the Rings, when you didn't enjoy Disney butchering Star Wars, when you didn't enjoy Kurtzman butchering Star Trek. Say the same thing. If you could admit that you like it even though it's flawed, then we don't have a conversation. Then that's fine. I knew people back in the day who said, I know Disney Star Wars is not real Star Wars. I know they get it wrong, but I enjoy watching it. What am I going to say then? I have nothing to say then. These were friends of mine that said that. I said, okay, fine. I don't understand it. I think you're ludicrous. I think you're insane, but you're still my friend. And at least you're being honest and saying it's not Star Wars. I mean, that's all it takes. If you could just say, listen, I know this isn't right, but I like it anyway, then I can't argue with you because it shows me you're at least aware of what's going on. You're aware that what you just watched was not lore accurate, was a disrespect. But if you enjoyed it, you're allowed to enjoy whatever you want. You're allowed to. But just be honest. Be honest. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. And this is not going to go. Whoever watched this, if they disagree with me, it's not going to go over well. It's not going to go over well at all. But hey, I'm not here to be the popular kid. I'm here to tell the truth, whether you like it or not. All right, I've said my piece. That went on really long. Thank you for sitting through it. You're all still here. Okay, you guys have not sent any money my way, so we're just going to jump into the news, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, no, that's not the news. Did I delete the news? Oh, did I delete the news? Fuck, I never made the news. I never made the news. Hold on. I got to set up the news tabs. I never made the news tabs. Hold on a second. Oh, boy. That shows you how caught up I was in my anger over this. I didn't even set the stream up right. Not Boomer. I just got distracted. Dash. All right, here we go. Let's just set it all up. All right, let's go over the news. Okay. Jake Shane's questions aren't the Vanity Fair. I don't give a fuck. White Lotus is for. I don't care. Vegas gambler adds Paramount and Ellison's to suit against Jeff Shell over purported PR contract. I don't care. Everybody sue each other. And like I said yesterday, I want the Paramount merger to go through just to piss off certain people now. I'm that vindictive and petty. I don't even know who that is. Don't care about your music. Don't know what that is because they're just pushing. Looks like they're pushing Alphabet Mafia bullshit. Inside Meghan Markle and Harry's falling out with Netflix. Oh, I can tell you what the falling out was. They didn't make Netflix any money. And they're more trouble than they were worth. So that's why they're gone. Meghan Markle. Talk about somebody who literally paid to play. And I will say paid to play. Because marrying into the royal family is paying to play. We're talking about a D-list actress on a somewhat amusing show. I liked Suits for a single watch through. It's only good for a single watch through. You can never watch it again. You could only watch it once. Although the chick who played Donna, man, she's a fine woman. Oh, that's a beautiful woman, the chick who played Donna. But Meghan Markle, whatever. She was a horrible character and a bad actress on a USA Network summer show. And she managed to seduce the weakest link of the royal family and marry her way into the spotlight. And then manipulate that into a whole bunch of bullshit. And be hated for it by everybody. So now she's played all her diversity cards. She's played all her political agenda cards. Netflix gave them a bunch of money because they got disinherited basically from the royal family. And now they're done. Now, I'm not saying they don't have their money. They have their money. They'll have their money. They got more money than a lot of us will ever see in a lifetime. You know what I mean. Talking about the sons there. The sons in the line of succession. But now they have their money. But she's don't be surprised if she sticks her head up again someplace. And tries to grab more attention doing something. But that's why she's done with Netflix, because they didn't make any money, and they were probably too much hassle. Let's see. Walter Goggins, Chloe Grace Moretz action comedy Mister sells to Roquet. Yeah, no thanks. Don't care about Miley Cyrus trying to relive her glory years. DoorDash expands into travel convenience, delivering essentials to families on the go. No thanks. I'm still a firm believer. I will do my shopping by myself. 17 years? There's only a 10-year jump between the end of the first book and the second book. How can it jump 17 years? And then there's an 18-year jump from Messiah to Children of Dune. 17 years? What? There's your evidence that they are completely off the rails and off script. If my memory serves, because I used to look at the timeline in the back of the book. Do I still have a book with the timeline? Dusty. Okay, let me see. Timeline. Here we go. Timeline. Used to be a timeline in the backs of the books. Used to be a timeline. I don't know if this copy has the timeline. Shit, no. I don't think it has a timeline. I don't think it has a timeline. Hold on a second. Let me check the other one. Check. Chapter House might have it. Chapter House might have the timeline. No, it used to be a timeline in the back. I remember. I'm thinking my original paperback of Dune that I had when I was in 5th grade. That's what I'm thinking of. That one had the timeline in the back of it, because there was a timeline in the back of it, and I used to look at it. I used to look at it religiously when I was in 5th grade. I used to just look at it over and over and over again, looking ahead at the events. Let me check Hunters. Wait. Brief timeline. Here we go. Timeline. Let's see. That's no. Shit. No, this is a no, this is a really brief timeline. Here we go. All right, House Treaties, Leaves Countland, Birth of Leto, Ganima, 91. Yeah, it takes over a 2-year period. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, so it's about 10 or 12 years. Yeah, it's about a decade. It's roughly a decade, is the thing. It's a decade. This is not the good timeline I used to have at the back of my original. Ugh, dusty. I'm terrible at dusting. I really am. I know I am. Whoa. Don't fall. Okay. I'm very bad at my dusting, but yeah. So so they've already got. This shows you it's already wrong. It's already wrong. 17 years. I heard they're releasing images today in a lead up. I didn't know it was going to be tomorrow. I still think that movie's going to be a narrative disaster. So once again, fuck Dune 3. Fuck it. Saudi Arabia's electronic gaming development company takes stake in Resident Evil Requiem publisher Capcom. Whoa! Okay, we're gonna bookmark this one. We're gonna bookmark that for Sunday. That's a discussion on Sunday. So let's see. That means the Saudis now got their hands on EA, and now they're taking a chunk of Capcom. That's a discussion to have. I don't care about this jerk. I don't care about any of this. I don't care about that. Don't even know what this is. Looks gay. As DCO Bob Iger steps aside to look at his tenure as a dynamic, transformative leader with an asterisk. You mean the guy who destroyed a company? A guy who spent untold billions, hundreds of billions of dollars, and in the end lost money? I mean that guy right there? Jack Ryan Ghost War trailer. John Krasinski returns to Hatchback sequel film after Prime Video series ending. You know, I tapped out of the Amazon Jack Ryan series after season 2 because I just it didn't feel like Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan. It didn't feel like it. So I tapped out. Don't care about Radiohead. Don't care. Jay-Z to perform with Roots as headliner for Roots Picnic 2026. Ugh. Yeah, not gonna say anything. Yeah, Damon Lindelof apparently apologized for his comments a week ago. You're still Damon Lindelof, and you're still a piece of shit. And Lanterns is going to be a god-awful mess. So we got our first look at Brand New Day. Saves a life. New movie promises a rebirth. It's a Spider-Man movie where Spider-Man still has 1,000 co-stars. They won't let him be alone in his movie. Zendaya responds to AI Tom Holland wedding photos. Many people have been fooled by them. I don't care. I I don't have beef with Tom Holland. I don't. But I cannot comprehend what he sees in this 12-year-old boy right there. She looks like a 12-year-old boy. Hoppers holds number 1 UK. Yeah, we looked at some of the numbers on Hoppers. It's not going to make money. It will not break even. It's on track to flop. At only currently 164 million of what needs to be a 400 million break even. Another Disney Pixar failure. Anything else here of note or amusement? No. Nope. Don't care about any of that. All right, let's move on to IGN. Resident Evil 7 headlines, Xbox Game Pass March Wave 2 lineup. Okay. Dune Part 3 trailer showcases epic conclusion of Denis Villeneuve's trailer and a first look at Robert Pattinson's villain. All right, listen. Robert Pattinson's face dancer is a villain, but he's a puppet of bigger masters. He's not a villain working on his own. The face dancer, I forget the face dancer's name. I really do. It's one of those names that just slips away. He's a villain, but he's not working on his own. He works for the Bene Tilax. Hulu renews his hit drama Paradise for 3rd season. I don't care. Damon Lindelof apologizes. Blah blah blah. Here's our first look at Dwayne Johnson and Bugs Bunny in Fortnite's next season. Ugh. My soul just died a little bit hearing that. It just died a little bit, to be honest. What's next there? Bethesda announces Starfield Story DLC, free space flight update, and PS5 release date. Don't care. Not going to buy it. Todd Howard would like us to pretend Elder Scrolls 6 doesn't exist. Yeah, I saw this. Todd Howard basically said, pretend I didn't announce any of that. A newsflash, and Weasel, I know you're here. Elder Scrolls 6 is not happening. It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. They've been working on this thing forever, and they have nothing to show for it. At least they have something to show for. At least Rockstar has something to show for GTA 6. They got nothing to show for Elder Scrolls 6. Nothing. Not even a leak. Not even a leak. New Arc Raiders patch finally takes aim at the Toro. The Il Toro. Is that an I? Il Toro. I guess El Toro. Il Toro to make it feel more like a weapon of its rarity. Okay. Arc Raiders, the finals. Dev parts way with the co-founder following misconduct allegations. Whoopsie. More Doom Part 3 crap. Sony adds 1080p high quality mode to PlayStation Portal. Don't care. I play my games on a fucking TV. Death Stranding 2 adding live action cutscenes, harder difficulty, and more. Whatever. I don't care about those games. Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer clips are being released online throughout the day ahead of a full unveiling tomorrow. So I guess we can react to that tomorrow. Something to do. Something to do. Buffy the Vampire Slayer star Sarah Michelle Gellar blames reboot cancellation on one executive who was not a fan of the original. No, it's because your show would have been a disaster without Joss Whedon, and nobody was going to watch it. Nobody's going to watch it. We talked about this on Sunday, and I shared the clip again yesterday. It needed to die in its crib. And it's not a reboot, it's a revival. It's a revival. Same continuity. Saturday Rib Your Fun gets Capcom. Already talked about that. We finally see Crimson Desert running on the base PS5. Better. Who cares what you see running? It's going to be fine. And I'll show it off myself in a few days. What's it look like? What's it run like? You go suck your own dick on your goddamn specs and bullshit crap. Bethesda acknowledges DLSS 5 backlash after AI saw criticism, says our teams will be further adjusting its use in Starfield. Okay, I saw this happening yesterday. A lot of people crying about this. Shut up. I'll say it again. Shut up. You're all hypocrites. You're only all crying because the word AI is next to it. If this was some sort of graphical upgrade without the word AI next to it, you'd all be glazing it. All bunch of fucking hypocrites. And one thing I hate is I hate fucking hypocrites. I've heard unreliable sources say that. I didn't know it was real. It's all from unreliable sources. Who were like, I got the script. No, if it was actually a leak, then everybody got the script. So if it's true, then I'm not surprised. Last of Us Season 3 adds Patrick Wilson and Jason Ritter to cast. Yeah, good luck with that. Blah, blah, blah. I think we're into yesterday now. Don't care about Frozen attraction. Lego teases Jurassic Park Jeep Wrangler set. More things to take your money. All right, Park Place. Disney already returning to divisive children's social issues with new chairman of entertainment TV. Wow, it's almost like we said nothing was going to change. Universal UK is trying to ban drones from their new park. Pokepia update expected to address early issues and bugs. I was going to say, well, I said one thing last night. After watching Jeremy play, inventory or storage and storage space should be universally linked in all storage boxes. That all storage boxes should be one universal thing, not individual. That's something they should change. Disneyland Paris announced removal of drones from nighttime show, confusing fans. Don't care. And that's about it. Looks like that's it again. All right, that's the news. I'll be sticking to it. I'll give you guys a little bit of time more here. More time here. A little more time here. Think about if you want to throw money my way. To extend the show, talk about other things maybe I didn't talk about. Anyway, tonight, I do have to go out briefly this afternoon. It's fucking cold here, guys. It was in the 60s, 70s. It's fucking 39 degrees here. It's fucking cold again. I didn't wash any of my winter gear. I left it all at the bottom of the hamper, and I can't wash anything because I have to go out and buy detergent. Because Costco didn't have my detergent last week, so I didn't get to buy one, and then it was going to run out. I was hoping to get out yesterday, but yesterday we had all those fucking storms, so I couldn't go out yesterday. So I got to go out today, go buy some detergent. Just that, going out and back, just get detergent. Hopefully they have it. I don't have to get the worst deal at Walmart. Anyway, but I am hoping and probably going to do some Star Wars The Old Republic tonight. We'll probably play a little bit of that because I want to. And because I don't have Crimson Desert yet. We're still 2 days away from the official release and probably another 4 or 5 days away from my copy arriving. And I hope it arrives sooner than expected. Tomorrow and Thursday, don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to make any predictions. I don't want to. Got to play everything day by day. Friday, no Ballbusters. It's over. So I don't know what's going to happen on Friday night. Maybe I'll take the night off. Maybe we'll stream some games. Maybe a miracle will happen and Crimson Desert will be here and we'll play that. Ooh, that'd be great. Saturday, no driving because Jed's working MegaCon. And Sunday, we'll have Roundtable. So we don't know what's going to happen the rest of this week. We'll do our best, though. I do have a video planned. I didn't do it today because I have my own personal reasons for not doing it today. But I will be working on a video probably tomorrow. Is Star Trek dead? I'm going to ask that question. And I'm going to present evidence as to whether it is dead or not. So stay tuned for that. And I don't know what else. So we'll see what happens. But we're going to wrap it up here unless you guys have anything else you wish to talk about. Nope. Doesn't seem to do. And of course, Saturday, after I'm done with taxes, I will, of course, and I'll prove it here again. That's not how it works, Adam. You have to use the other tab. I'm a smart. Anyway, I will, of course, this Saturday be going to see Project Hail Mary. Going to go see Project Hail Mary per the request for Chat Maybe Watches Reviews. Here's the proof. Here's my receipt. Sans my QR code. so that it remains my QR code. But there it is. There's my receipt. I'll be going to see it this Saturday. We will talk about it on Sunday. And then Monday, next Monday, I will do a chat, maybe watches reviews per the request of Kratos. And I will give my honest review of it, my objective review on it. So there you go. That's proving that I'm true to my word, and I am not going to cheat and go down to the beach with a periscope. I'm not going to cheat. I am a man of my word and integrity. I'm not putting Star Trek on trial per se. I'm not putting it on trial. I'm simply asking the question, is Star Trek dead? Because once again, it is the hip thing to say Star Trek is dead. It's the hip thing to say. Everybody wants to say Star Trek is dead. Star Trek is dead. Here's a little tease. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Just like Star Wars isn't dead. You know what's dead? Kurtzman Trek. Disney Star Wars. Those are dead. The real things are not. The real things are not. But that's for the video. That's a little tease. A little tease. Of course, you guys know what my thoughts are. I make it clear all the time. I am not a fan of saying something is dead. I'm not a fan of that. Not a fan. Because if you say it's dead, that means they won. That means they killed it. And it's very easy to prove it's not dead. Bring up the real thing. People get excited. Every single time. Bring up the real version of that which has been co-opted by commie Marxist Hollywood and the left, and people still get excited. All right, one last look at Stream Elements, and we will be on our way. Yep, you guys seem satisfied with my ramblings. So thank you, everybody, for joining me today, despite the awkward start to the show and me being a retard and this and that. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you liking me for me. You're all here because I say it like it is, and I don't pretend. I don't say what needs to be said in order to be popular. I learned that lesson a long time ago. So there we go. All right, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take it easy.